Now, I hesitate to reveal this because I know I'm going to get a lot of advice about it, but I am currently engaged in an ongoing losing battle with crabgrass. I know the answer to this is pre-emergence, okay? And I should have put it down in the winter and again in the spring and probably again in the late spring, and my life would be much better, and it would not ever have taken root. But I didn't, okay? So now the crabgrass completely controls important territories of my lawn, and it has established forward operating bases in many other regions. Its sphere of influence is expanding. I've tried ineffectively chemical warfare. It seems immune to sprays. And I've read that the only real solution, besides pre-emergence, is to pull it out. And so for a while, I set myself a goal. I was going to pull up 5 clumps of crabgrass a day, and I lasted about 10 days. And 50 sounded like a big number, but I looked at my yard, and it seemed like not much different. So the odds were stacked against me. And more importantly, I stopped because I was actively harming the Bermuda grass I was trying to save by pulling up the crabgrass. It is not that I cannot tell the difference between crabgrass and Bermuda grass. This is pretty plain. But the problem is, whenever I'd pull out the clump of crabgrass, I would damage the good grass along with it. This situation is not much different than that described by the parable that Jesus has in mind. In the parable, the weed is darnel. In my yard, the weed is crabgrass. I suspect y'all are more familiar with growing grass than with growing wheat. But that's the problem. Right? The problem in both those stories is essentially the same. The weeds are there, and pulling them up hurts the good stuff. It risks pulling up the good stuff. So Jesus is undoubtedly correct, agriculturally speaking here, but he's not speaking agriculturally as some extension office agent. He's using the parable to teach a spiritual truth, and that spiritual truth is the destruction of evil risks destroying the good, because good and evil share the same soil. We share life in the same world. Good and evil, we love the same things, like music, or our country, or the Dallas Cowboys. I'm pretty sure you can be a Cowboys fan and be wheat in the world. But I am also sure that you will be cheering on some weeds. Good and evil, we often love the same people. We share families and we share friends. Good and evil trod this life side by side, interconnected and intertwined in ways that we barely understand, and in a whole lot of ways that actually I think we probably don't understand at all. But wheat and weed, we share the same soil. Frustrating as it may be when we feel crowded out or choked by evil, God has the good sense not to pull things up until the end.